Gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that?
Okay. No. I mean, I'm hot.
Yes. No, do you feel that? Something has changed. There's a force screaming across all of reality. Even the most of stupid of beings could feel it. But in a moment that it has appeared, it is gone. Two men stare at a crystal ball, gleaning into all that there is. They see something. Discrepancy. One says there's something there, and the other nods, and both of them vanish in an instant. What is up, adventurers, and welcome to the challenge. I apologize for the postpone. There was issues, but that is okay. We are here, and with me today is I should have checked to make sure you guys are okay with me using your names.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure.
Okay. With us today, we have Josh, Evan, and Ben. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Ready to make my DM cry.
Yes! It is my first time being a dungeon master! I will try to compose myself as much as possible. No promises! But you know what? That's okay. It is a learning experience, trial by fire, all that good stuff. Alright! Are you gentlemen? Are you gentlemen? I hope you're gentlemen. Gentlemen, are you ready to begin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Ready.
Let me see. First things first. Let's take a look. Ah, yes. Evan!
Hi.
How would you like to
Yes.
do this?
Do what? What do you want me to do?
Well, it's funny, actually.
Like,
You're the
haha
bit...
funny?
You're... Well, no, not yet. You're a bit dazed and confused. Your mind is kind of like in a fog, really. You kind of... Almost like you're drunk, almost. You look around, trying to gain your composure, gazing out on the burning battlefield of corpses of both humanoid and dark eldritch horror type beings with tentacles for their face. You look around and you see this all around you, battle ensuing everywhere. And then you look down at the pulsing mass of brains. Just this psychic energy oozing off of it. And then it all comes back to you. The attack, the invasion of the Illithids, the Mind Flayers, roaming it for a new home in the lands of Non-Existia. You and your group have banded together to take down this threat. And now as you stand above this giant mound of brain that is the hive mind of the Mind Flayers, you realize that it is on the cusp? It's near death's door. I repeat, Evan, how would you like to do this?
Oh. Well, my man, Uthal Skyprancer is going to theatrically jump in the air, do a pirouette, and stab his dagger into the mass.
Yes, that is what I wanted. And with that, as you plunge the dagger up to your elbow, deep in the flesh of this, well, I don't even know if you can call it flesh, deep into the mass of brains, a pulse of psychic energy rips through the battlefield. Every Mind Flayer drops, screaming in agony, becoming disconnected from their hive mind. And now they begin to shrivel without the aid of their leader. The army of Non-Existia looks directly at you and your two comrades, and they all cheer. Non-Existia has been saved. The Mind Flayer menace has been eradicated. Congratulations, everyone. You have done a great service for your world today. And that's where we end tonight's session. No,
Okay, babe.
Go home.
come back. Well, everyone, and I would guess since Evan, you took the kill, I will start with Ben. Now that your mission, your long mission is complete, who are you and what do you do now?
My name is Leoden Plague, and I suppose me and my undead army are no longer needed, and it is time to venture back to my and my wife's tomb to rest, and I don't know.
No, that was
We'll
good.
become gods later. There's something along the lines of.
You're a necrophiliac?
Well, first of all, why don't you describe?
Why are you shaming?
Ben, why don't you describe your character? What does he look like? What is he to those that look at him?
He is a large set furbolg who is quite tall in stature and always kind of is looking up and kind of down his nose at other people. His features a little bit darker than most other furbolgs, whether due to necromantic energy or just the complexion of his fur. Clear blue eyes that pierce at his opponents, and he is surrounded by his small garrison of undead and George, who sits on his shoulder.
George, that's right.
That is his homunculus.
I
Yeah.
forgot its name. Very well, very
Being on
well.
homunculus is recently been.
Josh, who are you
Yes.
and what do you do now that your battle is done?
Yeah, all right. So, my character is the half-elf sorcerer Aluin Nash, and him and his brother, Aluin Nash II, tend to roam the countryside with their good silent compatriot, who they call Grimble, who is their shield guardian. Specifically for Aluin Nash 1, Aluin Nash 2 being as expendable as he is. And they wander for a long time from town to town. There long goes stories that there is not a wound they cannot heal, not a life they cannot save, so long as you have the coin to do it.
That is fantastic. And finally, Evan, who are you? And just a quick description, Josh. I know you said half elf.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah. So Aluin Nash is a half-elf, again, sorcerer. He wears long, flowing red robes gilded with kind of like gold sigils down kind of all different facets of it. He carries two separate amulets, one of a shield guardian and the other as a focus for his magic. He also always carries a second set of equipment and clothing, but those are currently being worn by his brother, Aluin Nash II, as that is exactly why they are there in the first place.
Excellent. Thank you. And finally, Evan, who are you and what do you do now?
I am Uthal Sky Prancer, and he is a 7'6" Goliath who sports 2 daggers and is wearing a magical belt. He is a very lanky man. He's not very strong when you first take a glance at him, but he is very nimble and light on his feet. He is known for being, or at least in his own mind, he is one of the best performers to ever live.
Of course
So,
he is.
Yes. And one day he wants to open up his own acting business, Trope, and be able to become one of the wealthiest Goliaths in all the land.
Excellent. Very good. Well, like I said, Non-Existia is saved. You all have done your land a great service, and you all head off to your own individual little life. 1 year later, each of you, wherever you are, you especially, well, actually both of you, Josh and Evan, it's strange that a letter seems to find you as you in your travels. You receive a letter. Very brilliantly golden glitter of a letter with blue laces throughout it. Addressed directly to you. Signed by the Damned Duke. Do you open the letter?
Yes. Most curious.
I say, you better open that letter. Anyways, you open the letter, and inside is a map with directions and an invitation, inviting you and your very famous, popular group, as you all are now that you kind of saved the land from total annihilation. Inviting you to dinner party at the Damned Duke's grand mansion in the middle of legit nowhere. You look at the map, and you all have traveled in your adventure. You know Non-Existia very well. Legit in the middle of a forest. No cities, no towns, nothing. Just smack dab in the middle of nowhere. Directions are provided and an invitation to this dinner party. I'm assuming all of you go.
Wait, did I get an invitation?
Yes, all of you did. I was saying, yeah, you did. I was saying that it was weird for Josh and Evan to get an invitation because they're traveling. How would another really find them without an actual home address? You received it. You received a letter as well, Mr. Oh my gosh, Leodan.
Leodan, yes.
Leodan.
They must stop sending messenger boys here. Every time they die.
No. Oh no!
I don't understand why they
You know
keep
what?
sending them.
How do they keep coming to a tomb out of
You know
everywhere?
what? Ben, make me. I don't even know. You know what?
It's the first age-old adage of Non-Existia is you always kill the messenger. That was
Make a
law put in
wisdom.
place by the gods.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Ben.
Me?
Yes,
Okay.
make a wisdom saving throw.
15?
15. All right, give me 1 second. I apologize. I realized that I have no way of rolling dice. Oh crap! Hold on. Oh wait, here we go.
Roll them in real life.
I can roll them in real life, and I forgot to mention to all of you that you have that option as well. But for everything that I'm doing, freaking, I have to just do it in the. Oh my gosh! This giant bag of. Here we go. Yeah. Ben, even though you did a fantastic roll, the messenger boy was just a little bit too disruptive, and he doesn't even make it off your property before your friends enjoy a nice little meal.
No, I wasn't going to stop that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they enjoy a nice, fantastic meal of messenger souffle. Anyway,
Big tomb, okay? There's only so much I can control.
come on! He just had a
And
letter.
that's most of it. It's just,
Just
not the
front gate.
particular area where he was. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I'm assuming you all follow the directions to this.
So we follow the map.
All right, you all meet
I
up.
put it in my backpack.
You all meet up in the middle of a forest. Exchange pleasantries, ask each other how you are, what you've been
how are
doing. Any short role play if you have any. I will just take it real quick for some character building.
Yes. $5 says you can't guess which one's real.
You do this every time.
I know. And every time.
Literally made him for you.
I don't know what you're talking about. His head's totally not held together with a fucking chip clip underneath the wig you have on top of his head.
Well, I guess it is great to see both of you again. Well, I know you're definitely ecstatic to see me. I know my aura gives off such a
Oh.
pleasant effect to everyone.
Yes.
Uthal,
Oh,
so-
most certainly. We have heard
so pleasant.
many stories of the conquered lands you've been doing. I gotta be honest, I haven't been entirely up on current events.
Last I heard, you conquered a city and then helped another city reconquer that city.
It's
That's
a lot of
an issue.
roundabout.
Who's this for? Is this for my character?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
like fucking with you.
Yeah, he's just like-
yeah.
Different Uthal, but you know,
Oh, right.
all
yes,
the glory still
Sure,
goes
yes.
to me.
Ah,
Sure,
yes,
sure.
of course. Yes, sure.
Very nice. So you all begin heading towards the directions, and before you lies this enormous mansion. This mansion is big enough where if it wasn't designed to look like a mansion, you would think it was a castle, right? The mansion is constructed with a very interesting type of wood, one that you had never really seen before. It looks very, very weird, and in fact, for those who are proficient in nature, why don't you make me a check? A nature check.
Nature?
Yes.
26.
Luck.
I was gonna say I figured Leodan was gonna make that roll. Anyone else attempting?
No, not proficient.
All right, cool. Leodan, you come up to the wood and you realize that the wood was and almost kind of is alive, and you realize this is the wood carved from the flesh of a tree ant, and is used as the planks, the pillars, the logs, everything to construct this extravagant mansion. You realize that it must have been quite a very stupid or very lucky woodcarver to have done this marvel.
Interesting.
Anyways, but of course, that isn't actually what catches your eyes. What catches every single one of your eyes is the mansion doors. Completely solid gold, with just a solid black type of wood around it. There are these squares of gold in the freaking frame of it, and you realize that each square has like a picture carved in it. And if you look at the in the chat, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And for those who are watching, there'll be a picture for you guys to see as well. You look around. Do you take a closer look at this door before you enter the mansion?
Yeah, actually, before we enter the mansion, you hear both Aluins slowly sigh to themselves. They say, "Okay, well, this isn't the first time." And you see they both kind of spread hands wide at the same time, clasp them back together, and everyone now has Death Ward cast on them.
Ah, you punk. Anyways, as you look at the mansion doors, there are different pictures, all with this one character. You can't really make it out. It kind of looks like a some type of bird, humanoid, an Aarakocra, I believe, as they are called. Very majestic, very flowery, flowing robes. You see one picture of him seems to be wrestling with a type of dragon. You see him riding a great long beast. Kind of looks like a worm. It's on the tip of your tongue,
Only it was purple.
Alwyn. It's on the tip of your tongue, Alwyn. You feel like you've seen this before in your travels, or at least you've heard of it. Nothing?
Uthal's gonna take a look at the door, and he's gonna be like, if I'm not the main lead in this story, on this door, then I don't really care.
Nice. And and you look at it in the very first square. Wow! The very first square is probably this is the reason why it stands out. In the top left corner, the very first square, it's kind of a story. And you see the story begins in that top square. And it's the only one that isn't, like, showing this character in a broad light. You actually see him in this one square on bended knee in front of a weird shaman. You can't really make out. It kind of looks like the shaman was scraped up, his face especially, but judging by the robes, you can tell that it is some type of tribe leader. And this individual is kneeling before him. Indeed. Well, that's
disconcerting.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is all that's really that you catch from the main exterior of this mansion. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just walk up nonchalantly, just kind of push open the door if I can, or pull it. Either way, I'm gonna push first and pull second.
It does not open.
Is there a keyhole?
There's no noticeable keyhole that you can see.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Tried everything.
This is everything I've got. I can pick
sesame.
locks and I can open doors, but if there's no lock, we're kind of out of luck. So, your turn.
Okay, we could always try knocking. But, delicate sturgeon fingers and all. And he kind of gestures to very daintily to Grimble to go and knock on the door.
And how many times do you knock?
3 solid dung, dung, dung.
And on the third knock, before the sound even escapes the door, I don't know if that's the right word, the doors swing wide open. And all of you are instantly blinded. Like, very instantly blinded. You kind of shield your eyes for a second, and you blink a bit to clear your vision, and you stare into this mansion. The brilliant golden wonder that is this mansion. It is a giant, enormous room. 500 feet. You know what? I can't really say that because it's not the right measurement. It is extremely large. You'll see it later, possibly. I can say this. It is 100 feet high. Everything is either in a gold or a light blue color. 4 giant pillars on both sides of this mansion stretch down from where you are to the other side. Completely solid gold. A thick blue velvet carpet stretches from the door down to the other end of the room, with lawn tables on both sides of the carpet. The carpet being a very light blue color, very cushy, very soft, with gold swirls all throughout its fabric. The tables are covered in a blue tablecloth, and every single thing on it, plates, gravy boats, napkins, silverware, everything is made out of gold. You get the feeling that whoever lives here likes gold. A lot. And this is confirmed as you peer at the other end of this mansion, as far as it is, to see an enormous gold pile stretching to huge sizes. Just a massive amount of gold. I don't think you guys encountered at least one dragon in your travel. This gold hoard can rival that of any dragon. That's how big this pile is. And as you look at it, you realize it's kind of unsteady. It is very, very, you realize that maybe a good knock could cause this thing to come collapsing down. The gold pile is on kind of a raised stage, and you realize that this is not a good setup. This is just disaster waiting to happen. But there on top of this gold pile is a magnificent blue and gold throne, and there, comfortably seated sideways, kind of like in a lounging position, is a Kenku, grinning wildly at you three, his blue and gold and white robes wrapped comfortably around him. And if you looked in the chat, you will see the fellow that greets all of you in a loud, boisterous voice. My friends! It is a pleasure to see you all. When you all were late to my party, I thought you weren't going to be joining me. Tell me, were the directions easy? Of course, any directions given to you, you would be able to find it easily. You are the saviors of this land after all.
Yes, I needed to take some extra time to get here, of course. Slow going as it takes to not get dirt and grime under one's fingernails.
Well, I mean, with the wars that you fought, and I figured a little bit of dirt wouldn't be so much of a concern for you.
Far from it. One can only be so heroic without losing their own sense of class.
Of course. And you are quite the heroes, as, after all, once I've come to my meager fortune, I knew that I must host you three here. I could not pass up such a chance to get in with all the talk of how I, Devlin, the Duke, had the saviors of Non-Existia here in my own home. I would be the talk of the town. Well, if there was a town nearby, I suppose I could pay some builders to come build one. That wouldn't break my bank at all. I can always just get more. It's not that difficult at all. But I am rambling on. Please do tell me. I must know. How does it feel to be the second well-known members of the world?
Well, they promised to leave my tomb alone if I came to help. So that. I feel like Savior is a little liberal here.
So he jumps off his throne and he slides down the gold pile and he just sidles up to you there, Leodan, and he just drapes his feathered arm over you, and he's like, "Well, let me tell you something, sir."
No touching. Stop.
DM, while he's doing that, can I check his pockets really quick?
Oh,
What's in his pockets?
oh my gosh! You can certainly try.
Live hand.
To be
Right to it.
quite honest, I do not think I would like to touch him anyway. As much as I admire Leodan as a compatriot, the stink and the flesh tears can somewhat be too much at points.
That's why I prefer skeletons. There's
That's
less
a 37
flesh.
on the sleight of hand to check his pockets.
What'd you
Those are my
say?
only two options. I suppose that would be my preference as well.
37.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he failed his perception.
So he sees you.
He failed his perception check hardcore. You go through his pockets and you realize there's not a single thing on this guy. Period.
I'm gonna look over to, I guess one of the either the simulacrum or the real deal. I'm just gonna look at them and be like,
He's had the simulacrum for quite some time, so it's become very evident which one is which because it's been years. So the real one has aged like several years, while the other one was like the exact same as you left last, though.
okay.
Or you left
So, well, what's your character's name again? One more time, just so I can.
Aluin.
Aluin. I pronounced it probably wrong. Anyways, so as he backs off from you, Leodan, he's like, "Well, I must confide in you that if you weren't a hero of the land, you and your and he kind of leans and looks behind you. at your little entourage.
Entourage.
Yeah, he kind of leaves and looks behind you. He's like, you and your party, I would be very, very much hard pressed.
We always called it the extended family.
Ah, that is a great way. Your extended family would have to persuade me very, very somehow. I don't. Anyways, it is a pleasure to have you.
Stay outside, would you?
At this he kind of sweats. He's like, one of them's your wife? Of course. Yes. How could I?
It's the pretty one.
Yes, the pretty one. And he kind of outstretches his hand.
Very very much to the probably chagrin of sorry, what's your name there again, Ben?
Leodan.
Yeah, he does not mask the sarcasm of that tone whatsoever when he calls her.
He's like he exclaims like, yes, of course, mother's wife. I mean, this one is quite. And he points to one of your skeleton archers. He's like, this one is she's quite the catch, if I do say so myself.
Close enough.
Anyway, it is a pleasure, but but that is enough. I'm sure you are all very curious about me and why I've called you here.
Yes, actually. I was supposed to operate on a king later this week, but you just made this sound so much more entertaining.
Oh, trust me, my boy. While you're with me, everything is quite entertaining, and I do mean that. And he kind of turns and grins at you. Say your name, Sky Prancer. I cannot say your first name.
Uthal Sky Prancer.
Uthal. All right, it's locked in now. He kind of turns to you. He's like, no, not talking down upon you. I know you are quite a good, decent performer yourself.
The best, if you will. No one has been able to outperform me for quite some time, even if they would have, I would not admit. But he does whisper that under his breath. He just goes, but if anyone thinks that they can outperform me, then be my guest.
He kind of waves. He's like, that would be quite amusing. You can go ahead and perform to your heart's content, but sooner or later, you, good sir, will drop dead. And he turns around and starts walking back to his throne, and he just calls out, I, on the other hand, won't.
He's going to look over to his compatriots to be like, that was a threat, wasn't it? That was a threat?
I'm not sure how he plans on killing me or my wife.
He whips around and he's like, no, you have it all wrong. I do not have any plans of killing you. I am just stating mere fact. All of you are very much quite mortal in your own way. I, on the other hand, am not as so. And he kind of points to you, Leodan. Yes, I understand that you have your little gift, but you too can fall victim to death's cold hands.
Does he turn back around?
Nope, he's facing you all now, and he's just grinning.
I'm like, well, okay. Can you tell me about that painting over there? He's going to point over to a random wall.
Yes. Do you like it? And the painting on the wall.
I'm going to go into stealth. I'm going to find somewhere, and I'm going to walk away and hide. Yeah, I'm going to go into stealth.
The painting over there is quite. I got it after I slayed the Tarrasque single-handedly. It was quite a. I'm not even rolling because you have a feeling this guy is so full of himself. He's just talking and talking. But he's like, but no, we do not need to talk about that. Yes, I am indeed immortal. It is something that I have come across a long, long time ago, and it is in fact the reason why I've come across all these wonderful treasures.
Really?
And he goes he stretches his arm wide, and he goes, "Go ahead."
Oh, excellent. I have always wanted to. Please lay down. And you see Aluin number one holds his hand out for Aluin number two, who hands him a serving of surgical equipment. He says, I've always wanted to dissect a immortal. My friend over here, being my friend, was not as so keen as to let me look at his insides. But if you are to be preferring...
No, of course it wouldn't. It would hurt for a moment, but I assure you, I would be just fine. And he just falls backwards and just gets himself comfortable and just sits there.
All right.
Whoops,
yeah.
hold on a second. Apparently my virus protection has expired. Keep going.
Aluin will come up, and Aluin 2 will stand across from him, and almost like a tapestry of movement, they start handing back and forth like surgical equipment, using prestidigitation to clean every blade, every pair of tweezers, and yeah, probably within minutes, if this guy really lets them, they basically pick apart his chest cavity to see what might be in there.
As soon as you plunge the first scalpel in, he falls back, completely unconscious, and is just gone.
Okay. Yeah, no, they're in the zone. They might have even not noticed him doing that. They have the opportunity to do a pre-mortem on a person claiming to be an immortal. They are all gang ho for this.
Mm-hmm. So I would say about where would you be about halfway in this?
Halfway in this, give me about time frame. 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I'd say, what would this be? Not even. It actually would only be 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. 2 minutes, they probably separated the chest flaps open and have begun to saw away at their first rib bone.
Mm-hmm.
Evan has this so vividly in his head, too.
Oh, dude, it's
he's been
like...
studying medicine
Yeah.
so much recently.
Boom.
Yeah.
And as you're attempting to saw the rib cage open, an arm just comes up and points at the rib cage. It's like, you can just pull it apart. It'll be just fine. Go ahead. I don't mind.
Okay. And yeah, so keep sawing and gets the first rib off. Before he realizes what had happened, he's he has both a rib and a bloody saw in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks back over.
As you look over to wherever
What's his AC?
as you're looking over and look back, the rib you just sawed off is back in the chest.
Damn it.
What's his AC?
Very well.
His AC is low. He's wearing no armor whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of sighs as he places the chest flaps back over the chest and begins to rinse with prestidigitation all of his surgical equipment before very methodically placing them into their little satchels.
As soon as you put the chest flaps together, it just sutures itself close. And you look up and you see Devlin looking at you, just grinning. And he's like, I told you so.
Yes, I do admit I was hoping for a little bit of further examination.
Mm-hmm. He gets up and he tries to tie his... I'm assuming you did the whole snipping his clothes off.
Yeah, they would have at least pulled down the tunic, yeah.
He tries to fix his tunic around. He goes, my lovely gift is quite spectacular. That is why they called me the Damned Duke. No, as far as I know, I cannot be killed. Or, no. A better way to describe this is, I cannot stay dead. That is a better way of saying things. Yes. And he kind of thinks for a second. Yes, it is It is
Alduin
quite.
mutters interesting, but he's not looking at the Duke. He's looking at his reflection in one of the scaffolds.
And that will do it. A natural 20 certainly will. And as he's kind of stroking his beak, lost in thought, and he snaps down and he goes, "There's nothing, you won't find anything, Mr. Sky Prancer."
Yeah, he's just I would say at this point he's probably made his way up to the ceiling because he has unlimited climb. So he's just sitting there on the ceiling, probably like next to the chandelier, and just like, well,
If you
took you
are,
long enough.
and he looks up. If you are that desperate, I can give you some coin to walk away. It just won't be that much. It won't be that much. I could lend you, let's say. And he kind of turns and looks at the pile. How does 20,000 sound?
He's going to make his way down, and he's going to go up to him and say, "I wasn't really looking for anything to steal at the moment, but I care for gold, but I like to earn it.
Ah!
You know, my performances
He
have made
speaks
me
for himself.
He kind of laughs and he's like, gold collecting is kind of my thing. And as he said gold, I am not doing this. No, I guess I can. As he says gold, whenever he says the word gold, his voice goes from the majestic, very flowery to gold. And he is showing
He's a
his
horse kinko.
true. It's showing his true. I'm sorry. Showing
no,
his
it's fine.
true Kenku side. He's like, but I must insist. Some of the other. He kind of looks around. The other members should be arriving shortly. You can find your seats. It's certainly, you can sit anywhere you like. I don't mind at all. I definitely would like you three up at one of the head of the tables with me. And at that moment, the door slams open. Now, when you guys knocked on the door, it was kind of like, it swung open, but not in like, kind of in a gentle fashion. This door practically blows off its hinges in an giant explosion. And as you three look down to this door, you see a strange looking shaman of types. There standing in the doorway is a short, fish-like humanoid. Its scales kind of have a pale green complexion to them. Almost as if the sun hasn't touched it at all. And as it's standing there, the sun is now setting just now, but there's enough, sunset light, evening light to still be, so it's poured through the door. It's squinting, and it's almost as if the sun is practically hurting it. The thought of not seeing the sun makes any sense because it's just squirming. Like, it's uncomfortable. But anyways, he is wearing robes that at one point may have been a priest's type of robe, but the blood red fabric is faded, torn. And as you guys squint at it, you realize red might not have been its original color, if you get my drift.
Yes, I do get your drift. He was eating beet soup and he spilt it upon himself.
Let's see. Everybody, make me another nature check.
Oh, fuck.
Even if we're not proficient?
Yep.
19.
20.
That would be a 3, but it's an 11.
Dirty 20.
So, as you guys look at this thing, you don't really know what it is. You have no idea what this guy is. He kind of resembles a fish race named the Locath. Locatha? Locatha.
Locath, I believe.
Locath.
Or is it Locath?
I don't know. It's I typed it down Locathah. So Locatha is almost like what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Anyways, it resembles a Locatha, a fish race that resides in the southern part of Non-Existia, but it's way too pale. It's extremely pale, and its eyes are disturbing. Completely. As you guys look at this thing, you do not need an insight check to see that this guy is completely, utterly insane. And if you look in the chat one more time, you will see what this thing is.
I'm going to walk next to Alwyn. That's how you say it, right? Alwyn?
Aluin, yeah.
Aluin.
Al. Okay. Now you dissect it.
I would most certainly like to.
It points straight down to the Duke, almost as if you guys don't even exist, and just screams, "Devlin! You think you have forsaken Tapiom, but my God knows everything that you have done. You have broken your oath to him." And the Duke, you guys look at the Duke, he is terrified. He tries to compose himself. I am sorry. Do I know you? I must say, I'd never seen quite an interesting individual on my doorstep. I must say, did I invite you to the party? And the fish creature just sneers. Do not play dumb. You think you have escaped. You think Tapiam wouldn't be able to find you. But he will. And he will consume your very soul. I need everyone to make me a perception check.
Perception.
I think I'm proficient, surprisingly. That's going to be a 15. It says 11 to 15.
Yeah. 12.
12 for me as well.
Excellent. Yeah, you see a raving, frothing, weird-looking shaman. All of you get the same sense that this guy was in the first picture of, the very first picture of the door. And he looks around, and now he just knows all of you. And he just grins. Yes, Tapiam will enjoy consuming all of your souls. And all of you will know the wrath of my God.
Can you make me a charisma saving
DM,
throw?
yeah, I was about to say DM as fast as I can.
I'm sorry. The mansion explodes into sudden, complete magical darkness.
Okay. How far away was he from us?
Well, actually, in a second you'll be able to see. So let me.
I was gonna say. 'Cause I could see him if he was 10 feet.
It was not 10 feet. It is a giant. It's a giant auditorium. As the entire mansion disappears in darkness, a blood-curdling scream pierces the air, and you realize that it is your lovely friend, the Duke. Though his very flowery voice is gone, and it's just a squawk of a Kenku. No! And
Uthal's gonna start laughing manically. He's like,
I feel like we all accidentally made super villains.
we made really bad, but it works together, guys. We did great.
Hey, Aluin is not a supervillain. He is a healer. He is a man of principle. His Hippocratic oath.
Very nice. Anyways, the darkness clears suddenly. The doors are locked. The doors are shut. Excuse me. and you guys whip around to see the Duke is lying on the floor. And there is nothing in the room. Nothing at all. Nothing that you can see, at least. I need you guys to make me another perception check.
Okay. Ooh, 14 this time.
What's that? 15 again. Gotta love reliable talent.
Gotta love having other creatures with me that can make my perception checks for me.
Just tell me the highest.
16.
16?
16.
All right.
I'm only gonna roll one of them. I'm not gonna roll for all of them.
Who had the 15?
Uthal.
Yeah, I had a 14.
Okay, Uthal. Well, actually, Aluin? Was it? Aluin? Yeah. Aluin.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
You don't see anything.
Yes.
You feel blind. You have no idea what the crap happened.
I'll tell you why he doesn't see anything, because he's currently thinking, well, the body's warm. Go on.
I love that. Leodan and Uthal, you see they're perched on the top of this of Mr. Devlin. A very tiny thing. You feel like it's almost like it looks like a pebble. But as you guys take a step closer, you realize exactly what it is.
The resurrection stone from Harry Potter.
Yes, that too. Yep. Okay, now you guys gotta fight a bunch of Death Eaters. This is a Harry Potter sim. No. And this is the point where I expect at least one of you to scream. On top of the body is a snail.
Oh. Certainly.
And as you look at the snail, you're like, what? And you look to the left of the Duke, and you just see its trail of slime leading off from him. And you realize that the priest must have brought this in. And as you're looking at the snail, you get a weird feeling. You almost feel like the snail is glaring at you.
I throw a dagger at the snail.
and I will get to that in a second. Because if you look in the chat, you will see exactly what the snail looks like. And gentlemen, do me a favor, roll for initiative. It's go time.
Oh God! I can't even throw my dagger at him. 16.
Dude. All right. Do we want everything to just all of my stuff to be on my initiative?
Yes, after your turn. Josh, I apologize. I forgot about your dudes. So I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me send you guys the battle map, and I have to take. I'm not stopping the recording, but I have to edit it into the into my stream by recording right here. So I'm gonna send you guys the link. You can find it right there. Actually, I hope that's the right one. All right.
I'm useless.
Initiative rolls, everybody.
So sorry. So don't roll for number 2 or Shield Guardian?
Yes, please and thank you.
Okay.
I apologize. I would.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to make sure. But then Aluin 1 got a 21.
Okay. So let me do this. 25 to 20. Okay.
Aluin.
All right. So Josh, you're up first. Josh. If I can, I'm just typing stuff up while I'm doing this because I could not find my notepad. 20 to 15.
16.
All right. 15 to 10.
Oof.
God, the undead are slow.
10 to 5.
Oh, I only have a plus one. I just rolled a crit 20.
Yeah,
my initiative.
I only have a +1 as well. So that'll be a 7.
7. All right.
Yeah.
You are lucky. Because. All right. So, first up. Oh, I am so sorry. First things first. Yay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Start things off. Let's do it that way. Excellent. Top of the round. Ben. Your character, something washes over you. And you feel fantastic. Ben, you feel alive. You feel absolutely fantastic. You haven't felt this.
Fantastic for a normal person, maybe.
Fantastic for a normal person. You haven't felt this amazing in a long, long, long time. And as you look down at your arms and your hands, you realize that every sore, wound, scrape, scar, whatever, all of it is gone. It is just absolutely gone. And even if you have a knife or something, you take your knife and you cut your wrist and you see the wound heal before your very eyes. And you look around you at this magnificent mansion and you realize, this gold is all mine. I'm rich. And as you stand there just grinning, your eyes fall and lock with the snails. And you see something else. Terror takes hold of you completely. Visions flash before your eyes. Visions of cities destroyed, landscapes set ablaze, a darkness sweeping over everything, a mountain of dead corpses, terrible, unnatural things. And there, in the middle of all of it, is this snail. Ben, make me a Constitution saving throw.
I think it's a snail.
Constitution saving throw.
Was this a cast spell?
No, it is not.
Okay.
13.
13. Ben, you vomit excessively, completely. It is all just too much.
Not on the shoes, they're suede.
You look up and you realize you know every single thing about this snail. You know its abilities, you know its powers, you know everything. And you also realize the snail knows everything about you. And I'm sending you the snail's stat block to enjoy, because you now know everything about the snail. And to add on to that is at the top of every round, if the snail is not within 30 feet of its target, it will then mark a new target. And that is what you are. You are considered marked. Anyways, Josh, your go. It is your turn.
Okey-dokey. Sure. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Just need to make sure I have everybody open so I'm not flipping back and forth between it all the time. Perfect, okay. Yeah, okay. So I suppose, Aluin, number 1 says, Grimble. And you see this thing starts to like
this that you got going on. This is fantastic.
5, 10, 15, 20. And Grimble will attempt to squish the snail.
All right, roll the hit.
Okay.
You hit.
Okay.
Ow.
You hit it. Yeah. How would you like to do this?
I guess Grimble just kind of like reaches down. Grimble's actually like very sensitive and sweet, so he picks the snail up, but then he just squeezes a bit too hard. squishes in his fingers.
You squish that little snail to pieces. Snail shell and ooze just drips to the floor. And then, none of your characters know what this sounds like, but you know, like a TV static noise. There's like a. You just kind of hear that for a second. It's a. And the snail is back on the ground right in front of Grimble, you said?
Yeah, Grimble.
Perfectly healthy. And it just stares up at Grimble. And Grimble gets the sense of impending doom.
I mean, Grimble's a construct, but I suppose, yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else?
All right. If that's the case, then Grimble not so gently punches it with the second attack.
Ah, okay. Grimble once again slams this snail into the ground shattering. And once again, the snail is back,
Okay.
unflattened in front of Grimble.
Curious. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. At least for the time. Okay. So in that case, Aluin number 1, or sorry, I guess Aluin number 2, is going to cast anti-magic field around the snail.
Of course, you do something that I don't have. All right, go ahead. I don't have Paul in front of me.
Yeah, no worries. The clone is casting this. So, here we are. 4, 3. Oh no, sorry. I guess he actually has to step up to do it because it's self. I thought he could cast it somewhere, but my mistake. So, 5, 10. Actually, he's gonna go here because that still catches it. Is it a 10-foot radius or a 10-foot diameter?
It says a 10-foot
yeah,
radius.
So that'll still catch it. So that should still catch it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. He's gonna cast anti-magic field and step to there, and then number 1 is just gonna kind of step this way. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm trying to read through this real quick. Everything looks good. I'm just going back and forth to make sure recording is still looking good. It does. I'm happy. Yeah. No. Okay, I understand. Okay, yeah. All right. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Evan. Sorry, Uthal.
Uthal is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 go here. And he's going to try to take the skull off of the snail.
Just
Make it into a slug. Yeah, so he's just going to try to quick, fast hands this thing.
All right. So make me a grapple check.
A grapple check? What's a grapple check? Would that be
Make me an athletics check.
okay? So it's that would be a 10 normally. So 10 plus 12, 22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, the snail failed. You reach down and you grab the snail's shell, and you have it in your hand, and the snail starts to vibrate. Faster and faster and faster. It begins to get hotter and hotter in your hand, and then it just boop, blinks out of existence, and it's back on the ground in front of you.
It can't magically teleport if it's in a anti-magic field.
It's not magic.
Fuck.
It's just back on the ground in front of you.
So would we say that counted as an action, what I just did, or was that bonus action? I guess that was technically bonus action because that's use that object.
For like picking something up. You weren't, like, attacking.
I'll let you have that out of the graciousness of my heart.
Yeah, I'll just hit that. I guess I'll just he's going to disengage. Nah, he's going to actually no, he's going to dash away because he doesn't have much movement left, so he's going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to the corner. And he's going to be like, well, I've done all I could. And that's the end of his turn.
All right. Ben, your turn.
I have 5 more.
Ben, how does our friends feel? How does Leodan feel currently? Would you like to say anything to the group?
I feel like there's a super easy way that I could get out of this current immediate situation, but I feel like it'd be out for the rest of the one shot.
Not necessarily.
All right, so there's currently a anti-magic field.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. Oh yeah. Right. Again, it's more like.
All right.
Like
So
that. Oh, a little bit higher. Something like that.
so each round is like roughly 6 seconds. Trying to think. I mean, I guess I could just try this and see. Well, no, because I can't cast spells into the anti-magic field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do. Fuck, dude, that anti-magic field really fucks me.
To be fair, I didn't think it could do magic things inside the anti-magic field. So
Fair.
Leodon's just gonna turn around, I guess, and try to see if he can just leave. Oop. 10. Oop. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Oh, you're going
25,
outside my range.
30. And then let's see. This thing is not super fast. And yeah, I guess I'll just take the action as well to move. 15, 20.
So you get about there,
Uh-huh.
and bam, you hit your nose on something. It's kind of just sudden, right in front of you. There is something blocking the door. You cannot get out.
Cool. All right. Well, I've used my movement and my action. So that will end my turn for now. And then all of my creatures get to go.
Yep, I know.
God.
I might cut this out. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, all they're basically going to do is they're all going to hold their actions, except Cersei. Cersei's going to follow me.
My wife has to follow me.
Yes, my wife is going to follow me. But all of the skeletons and stuff are basically just going to hold their actions in tandem, sort of, to make an attack when one of the other creature, like one of the other skeletons. How do I want to word this? They're basically all going to hold their actions, and then one at a time, every time the snail gets back up, just shoot it.
Okay.
To
Well-
keep it unlocked for a while.
Well, Ben, now that your turn is over, it is the snail's turn.
Yep.
So you are not. You are not. Yeah. You can't do anything like that. Yeah. Snail's just gonna use its action to dash. So it's gonna move 1, 2. And that's its turn.
Maybe I need to refresh.
Does it look like it's coming towards my way?
It's just moving out of the anti-magic field. And that's all it does. Top of the round. Ben, you are over 30 feet away from the snail.
Nothing happens as far as I know.
No. Your feeling of rejuvenation suddenly fades completely and utterly away. It just drops. Evan!
Yes.
You
I see.
feel fantastic. You feel better. You haven't felt this good in a long time. And you know everything about the snail. And the snail knows everything about you. I'm about to send you the snail snap block. Enjoy. Josh, it's your turn.
Yeah, okay.
If I can find.
How goes it with the door?
Well, and I guess Leoden at this point, like, he's no longer feeling the pressure against what he was, like, holding his hands up against as he was trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it still there?
No, the pressure is still there.
Okay. Seems like we're locked in.
Hey, sorry, Josh, real quickly, you're the one that drew that little circle thing. How come it's not disappearing on my screen?
It's what's right?
The circle is not, the drawing is not disappearing for some reason.
Oh.
Mine did.
Really?
Yeah, here, let me reload. There we go, much better.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I guess Alua number 1 is going to come over here and attempt to do a medicine check on this guy.
Who? Oh, him.
Yeah.
He's dead. You don't even have to make a medicine
Oh,
check.
okay.
He is straight up dead.
Yeah, but what killed him?
You don't know. As you like kind of investigate. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, make me investigate. Medicine check. Make me a medicine check.
Okay, 15.
15? 15 was exactly what I had in mind. You kind of look through him as you push back his feathers. You get a good look at him. He is shriveled. He is like just a husk of a man. Whatever happened to him, it was bad. And he is gone.
Yeah, I guess Alua number 2. We'll just go ahead and come down here. Yeah, same thing, I guess. He'll just come down here and do, like, the same thing. We were both checking him out. Grimble's shut down right now because he's inside that anti-magic field. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right, Evan.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Evan?
He's not stupid. He's gonna start climbing the walls as high as he can.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
that's gonna be about what, 60 feet of movement up on the wall.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how to. I'm just gonna write.
don't worry, we'll just say 60 feet in the air.
All right, I will do that. 60 feet in air. All right. Is that all you're doing?
Yeah. Yeah, he's 60 feet up, so he's pretty far away from this guy.
All right. Ben.
Let's see here. I am going to... Fuck, I cannot spell. Holy... Is that how you spell that word?
What?
Jesus Christ. I can't spell. Hold on. I'm trying to find the spelling for something so I can find the spell that I'm thinking about using. And okay. I think I found it. I need to double check the wording on something. And of course, it's gonna take 9 years for my gigabyte Ethernet to load.
I'm actually really
Why do we even
impressed.
pay for nice?
Yeah, I'm actually impressed how well things are working. Things are so smooth over here. I am very grateful. Buttery smooth.
Okay. Yeah, I need a dexterity saving throw from the snail. Wait, is it out of the anti-magic field?
No, it's back in the anti-magic field.
Oh, it's back in the anti-magic field?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, because Aluin 2 moved up,
Oh, that's right.
and it
that's right.
follows Aluin 2.
Interesting. Okay. Well, then, never mind. No such thing. There's a particular spell that I could try using, but that doesn't feel like a super great option. Banishment is not a good idea. Yeah, I'm assuming you'd have to agree with that, Evan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with. Oh, you know what might be fun. Let's look at the spell slow.
You wouldn't dare.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably gonna be able to just.
Oh wait, actually no, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not really gonna be a huge thing. Fuck me, dude. I'm going to hand my 1,000 ball bearings to Cersei. And then after my turn, when it's all of my dudes' turns, Cersei is going to run back. Pick it up. Just gonna run all the way over here, and he's gonna throw the 1,000 ball bearings at the snail.
Excellent.
So at the start of its turn, it's gonna need to make a dexterity saving throw. For ball bearings.
Yep.
The most powerful item in the game.
Yep, I agree.
Absolutely.
All right.
Alright. And then all of my archer dudes are just gonna take shots at it.
Okay.
Whenever the thing looks like it's going to start moving.
All right. Okay. I have to think about how to do this because I did not think about this particularly. Anyways,
About ball bearings?
no, not ball bearings. Because all it does is it moves forward, and I don't know how you can consider this, but a snail slipped. It slips and kind of like falls over the sides, and then you hear a, and it's back up on its quote quote feet.
Okay.
And Josh, can you draw me again where your little radius is?
Sure.
How far out does it emanate from number 2?
10 feet.
10 feet? Okay, got it.
Right there? Oh, right. So, snail's gonna move 5 feet right there. And then he kind
Its
of...
movement is halved in the ball bearings, just... I don't know, but...
he kind of
Can't
looks up at you, Evan, and you feel it staring at you. And all of a sudden, the air vibrates around the snail. And it just, ever so lightly, lifts off the ground. The snail is flying.
Like,
Well,
what is this snail?
it doesn't have to be able to fly. It
True.
can climb. It has a climb speed.
It does have a climb speed.
we're just gonna be here for a really long time.
Don't worry, I have contingencies. I told you guys it was going to be slow for a second. The question is, when he casts fly, does he instantly get that 60 feet of movement or not?
No.
I think
It-
so.
Well, it says in the thing that it gets the lowest passable spell of bridging the gap, but there's technically no gap because you can still catch me. It's if I like planar shift or I was floating in air, which I'm not floating in air.
All right.
I've climbed.
All right. You know what? I will let you. I will. All right. Cool. Then yeah, it just moves forward and just kind of looks up at you. And then it's top of round. This is round 3.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. Top of round 3. You guys are scared. You are terrified. Josh, you have no clue what's going on.
No, I don't.
But Evan is shaking. Leodan is nervous, and for a good reason. And the snail starts inching slowly towards you, Josh.
Okay.
And you feel exactly what the others felt.
It can do its charm thing through a magic field.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You feel terrific, and you also feel dread. And Josh, I'm going to send you what?
Uthal's like, run!
Run! Just run! I'm going to send
Don't think,
you
run!
what everyone else, because you know everything about the snail. The snail knows everything
sure.
about you. But as the snail starts to inch slowly towards you, Josh, you realize it starts moving slower and slower and slower. And you realize that now it's not even moving at all. There's torchlight here in the in this mansion, and you guys kind of look at the torches, and the flickering torchlight slows, and then it looks like it's. You kind of have to focus. You realize that it's barely moving, but it's moving so slow. And then a pulse just vibrates out from that center star in the mansion. And these 2 guys appear. They gotta look around. Very confused. One appears to be wearing a type of hooded cloak. Modified for travel. Looks kind of fancy, but not really. The other guy is extremely fancy. Long, flowing... Oh, excuse me. I didn't even finish the description. The other guy has short brown hair, brilliant green eyes, and just is looking back and forth in this little mansion. The other guy looks fantastic. Very extravagant clothing, long orange hair, brilliant blue eyes, blue and white fabric, very like it looks like very rich silk. And in the center of his chest is this glowing red gem. And they both look around and look. They don't seem confused. And then the one with short hair speaks. See? I knew there was something here. This just popped into existence. It's incredible. And the other one starts talking. This magic here is strange. It's new, yes, but very chaotic. And the other one kind of points directly at the snail and goes, do you suppose it has something to do with that? And the guy with long hair kind of just squints and just leans in, kind of rubs his chin. Interesting. And he turns to... who's he turn to? I guess he kind of turns to you, Leodan. Is this yours?
What is he suggesting is mine?
He's pointing at the snail. Is this yours?
No.
Oh, can I have it?
I guess
Ah, excellent.
it's not mine.
He kind of turns and he just kind of like shakes his head back and forth. He's like, yeah, but I doubt you'd be able to stop me even if it was. I'll just, and he kind of like starts walking towards the snail. The other one calls out, do you think that's a good idea? We don't know its capabilities yet. And the other guy, he gets right up next to the snail and he starts reaching towards it. And he goes, magic power is power. As I said, if you have a chance of getting more, it will help you in the long run, no matter what. And as he's speaking, he just whips around and his eyes just widen. And you see the snail vibrating quicker and quicker and quicker and just lurches towards this one guy's hand, almost touching it. And he pulls back and just falls on the ground and just thrusts his hands out forward, and the snail begins to slow once more. And he looks at the snail and looks around and he's like, well, that was different. And the other guy runs up to him. What just happened? Why did the spell fade? He kind of points at the snail, like, that thing dispelled it. And the other guy he looks flabbergasted. He goes, wait, he dispelled your magic. But that's nearly impossible, yes. It seems this tiny snail is a god. And he turns to all of you and like, what do you know about this?
About as much as you do at the moment.
I gotta be completely honest. How close are we all as friends?
I've been
That's,
considering this very heavily as
Yeah,
well.
I've been thinking about this too. Not gonna lie,
What?
from the beginning, I was like,
What?
Like, how close are me and the other two as friends? 'Cause I'm currently not marked, right?
You currently are.
Oh, like it marks multiple people?
Oh,
it's
right
one
now.
at a time.
Actually, as that one guy,
It
as
marked the other dude.
it did. You feel that mark dropped, so now you're
Yeah.
not marked.
Oh, okay.
None of you are
Interesting.
marked. This one guy is.
Okay, guys, give me a real good reason why we're like the best of friends.
Uthal gave you his extra kidney because you had liver failure or kidney failure.
That's
Okay,
good.
okay.
I like
You
that.
can't have your brother without me.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough. Okay. You guys were this close too. After that was dropping Aluin 2, dropping the anti-magic field, and Aluin 1 casting plane shift and just getting them both out of there.
Oh no, I 100% have been thinking that.
Uthal,
Yeah.
the only person who can't like cast lightning. He's hanging from one arm, making his case. He's like, well, we all should leave together. Looks back, everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
well,
the best of friends.
The one guy with
I
the
made your.
the one guy with short hair and hood looks up. You can come down. It's not going to hurt you.
Nope, I'm good. I'll sit up here until we find out what we're gonna do.
He nods. Okay. But yeah, the one guy with longer hair, very extravagant growth, turns around. I need an explanation. Any type of explanation.
Has it been less than 6 seconds? Is this still happening all within the same round?
Or are we out of combat, kind of? Sort of
You're kind of out of combat.
Okay.
Time is weird. Time is very weird.
like in general, or
Right now.
as a concept,
Right
I
now.
agree with you. Yes, time is weird.
It's very. You guys all have like this weird feeling. You can move. All of you can move, but it feels muddled almost. And as you look at, and as you're kind of like looking around, the guy, the one on the extravagant looking one, he kind of just, we're in between two ticks of a clock right now. So I have made sure that all of you can move freely, but I didn't anticipate having to fend off a god. But talk. I need to know what this is.
We don't know.
We just kind of came across it.
Very interesting.
Has it marked either of you?
The guy with long hair, I believe I am marked right now.
All right. Well, then you know about as much as we do.
He nods. And the other one kind of walks up next to him, nudges him. You're forgetting your manners. Oh, well, this is kind of a very weird situation. Oh, okay, I will start. Hello, everyone. Shoot me, Josh. My name is Roland Rengate. This is why he kind of like nods his head back and forth. This is, I guess, my father, Atuk Rengate, and he kind of nods to all of you. I guess we're from a different dimension than all of you, a different plane of reality. And Rom kind of nods. It's like, so what does it mean? What does the snail being a god mean? And Atuk kind of just shrugs. Look, if I had the gem, I would take care of it here and now. Rom kind of looks at him, and he's like, you mean the gem of... And he goes, yes. Don't say it. He's like, but didn't you give it to that assassin? Yes, a poor choice on my part, I suppose. Well, plan B. And he turns to all of you. I leave this all to you. Good luck. And he starts walking, just towards the door. And roll a bit, what? You can't just leave them here. They can't kill that thing. And Roland just turns and looks at Roland, glaring. Look, there's something wrong with this reality. That should not exist. We need to figure out what's wrong with this plane and find out what caused that thing to come into being. And Roland just runs up to him, meeting his gaze. They don't know how to deal with that. I don't even know how to deal with that. We have to help them somehow. Tuk just sighs. Look, a dimension that's only a year old cannot be this developed already. With gods this powerful, there is some other force in play here, and I intend to find out what that is. Everyone except Evan, make me a history check.
Damn.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Ben?
Sorry, what is the check?
History.
History? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am scouring all of the wizard spells. 22.
22. So both you and Josh, you kind of think it's like, did he say the dimension's a year old? All of you know that you have history books filled with hundreds and thousands of years of knowledge of wars and plagues and historical figures. You have a lot. Evan, you on the other hand, you look back and realize what today is.
It's a 1-year anniversary.
It's a 1-year anniversary of you annihilating the mother brain? Hive mind. Mother brain. That's Metroid. No, is it Metroid? Freaking what is
Yeah.
what? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Brain is Metroid.
But something similar. I'm pretty sure it's called
Yeah.
something.
Anyways,
brain.
it's the 1-year anniversary of you annihilating the hive mind. And you look back at that moment of how your mind just was a blank in a mere moment. And you realize that you start to question just how old your life, your reality really is. The other two guys just keep talking. I agree. But if we leave this thing here, it may destroy this dimension. Before we can find the source, can we please lend them a hand? Atuk just is silent for a second. He goes, fine. What do you propose? He gets excited for a second, and then he sits and is like, I was just going to use, and he just gets quieter and quieter, my magic. Atuk kind of looks at him, an eyebrow raised. He's like, are you sure you can handle that? Roland just starts to flutter. No time like the present to learn. I mean, you said it yourself that I've taken to it quite fantastically. I'm just going to just cast a spell. And he kneels down and he begins speaking in Elvish. Who here speaks in Elvish? I believe Ben is one.
Aluans. The Aluans.
The Aluans? Okay. So he kneels down and he begins this chant. With the power I hold and the magic of old, I shall now present the key to destroy this blight of the snail's evil might and destroy it permanently. There's a long, drawn-out silence.
A real specific spell. It can only destroy snails.
There's a long silence, and he kind of looks up. I don't see... And Verduke just sighs, and he points to the gold pile. He goes, in there, you will find something that will help you destroy the snail. Forever. Permanently. I would strongly recommend that you knock down that pile. And he looks around at everyone. And I guess I have to warn you about what the snail can do.
I mean, we kind of... It's marked all of us. Unless there's something that we're not being told when we're being marked.
He shakes his head. No, that's pretty much it. It's quite an interesting how it gives specifics about what it really can do. And that's why I need to figure out what's going on here. Meanwhile, Roland is just bouncing up and down. It did work. Did it really? And Tuke just rolls his eyes. Yes, you are definitely getting better with that. Now, let's go. We have work to do. And Roland just bounces up next to him. Yes, of course. And he turns around and looks at everyone and goes, good luck. You guys got this. Don't die. Yes? Kind of like locks eyes at everyone and just shakes his head. Yes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start making my way down from the ceiling.
All right. He kind of looks...
Yes.
He kind of looks
Most
at
of us
everything.
have died more than once. It's fine.
You all have
True.
6 seconds, one round, before the snail starts. Before the snail realizes its target is gone, and then we'll try to mark one of you. I would suggest making sure none of you are near it when that happens.
Why
Couldn't
would
the
it
snail
not
just
just
follow
follow you?
Atuk just turns and he looks at all of you and he grins. He goes, "Because I'm a god as well," and just disappears with Rolam.
Right. But like...
And
Snail
time
doesn't
suddenly
Smell.
kicks back. And time just... Actually, you want to try?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'll talk about this after. And as soon as Atuk and Roland disappear, time kicks back into high gear. You guys have a weapon to grab. Josh,
All right.
it is your turn.
Okie dokie.
I have to remember what I have to do now. All right, I got it.
Yeah, I guess number 1 and number 2 will just kind of come over here and like push the pile of gold.
All right. How do you push it?
Well, actually, you know what? Number 2 is going to go back here so that Grimble reactivates and comes to here to push it instead. Grimble's just going to walk through it. 5, 10, 15, 20.
You actually can't walk through it.
Ooh. Okay. So then he pushes it.
You push it, and Yeah.
No, Aluin does not push it. Grimble pushes it.
Grimble
Coins are
pushes it. Oh, excuse me. You realize as Grimble tries to push this sucker, you realize that it's as unsturdy as it looks. It does have some girth to it.
Yeah.
And it's
Fair.
and you realize you might need to take a couple swings at it.
That's what you think.
Yeah. That's not really a Aluin thing to do. So, I guess Aluin 2 will drop the anti-magic field. Yeah. And teleport all the gold somewhere else. Yeah, sure. He'll drop the anti-magic field, and I guess they'll both try and blast / melt the coins with firebolt. That's really the only thing they have.
Make me an attack roll.
Okay. So, the original rolls a 13.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I have to once again remember. Frickin'. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Stalling. All right. Would you say a 13?
Yep.
13 does not. Oh wait. 13 doesn't hit. It gleans off, but you have a sense you weren't too far off from hitting this thing.
And Aluin the 2 rolls a 19 then.
All right, that hits. All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That'll be 25 damage.
25 damage. Not bad.
With a cantrip, that's not bad.
That is not bad at all. So the gold pile kind of shifts, a couple gold coins melt, and the gold pile flashes. And it kind of takes you off guard, and you lean into it and realize there was runes scrawled on every single little coin. And you look around the mansion and you don't see anything. Seems everything's fine, and then you realize that the gold pillars aren't looking too hot. And all of them begin to melt. And just melt down to the floor and coalesce into the center of the auditorium. Do me a favor and push all of your guys off to the side there, Ben. As all of the gold pillars melt into the center star, it begins to take shape and take form, and this shape rises up, and you guys all see that rising from the melted piles of gold. A gold dragon rises up above from the gold coins. A trap set by the devil Devilin. A type of safety precaution in case anyone decided to get smart with his coins.
All right,
Evan,
over here is where it
yeah.
appears?
Give me a second. I am working on making the token. Right there, the dragon appears, coming out to play. Now the fun begins. All right, Evan, it is your turn.
So we still think that in this pile that what we need is in there, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
but now you have a dragon who's going very low on the initiative order.
Yeah, I'm going bonus. I'm going to bonus action dash because it doesn't matter which one I do, and I'm going to with my 25 in strength and my powerful build as a Goliath, try to push over the stack. That's a lot of strength.
I will throw you a bone. This thing has to be attacked. You have to slam it.
Oh, I have to slam it?
You have to attack it.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, actually that's fine. That's technicality fine. Because yeah, so I'm gonna stab it with a dagger. Sound good?
That sounds good. Make an attack roll. Oh no, you have freaking sneak attack damage.
Yeah, exactly. So 20 to hit, which I'm guessing hits.
Yep, that hits.
So it's gonna be 11 and then sneak attack. Oof, not good. Bad roll. Oh, 32. So 11 on the first one plus 32, so 43 damage. And then also I can make a. Oh no, I already did my bonus attack. So bonus. So no, yeah, that's all my damage. 43 damage.
All right, that's not too bad, not too shabby at all. The gold pile, a couple more things slide off of it. I'm sorry, I'm stalling because I completely, utterly my mind is shattered because I cannot find where this thing's initiative is. I don't know why. All right, you know what? There it is. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Evan, is that your turn?
That's all I can do. Well, I'm gonna move a little bit more because I have a little bit of movement left. So I'm gonna just right there. That's it. That's not my turn.
I don't see where you are because I am too. There we go. All right. It is the dragon's turn. The dragon. Let's see. What is the dragon gonna do? He's gonna look all around him. He's gonna see the undead things on his left, the undead things on the right, the people in front of him, the people behind him. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 is.
Just out of curiosity, does this dragon seem to be like actually alive? Or does it appear to be more like a construct of sorts?
So this thing does seem alive. For all intents and purposes, it is alive.
Okay.
Yeah, it is alive, and it's like kind of goopy. You realize that it looks big and intimidating, but it's not strong. It is not strong at all. You feel like its hit points might have dropped a little bit. So anyways, the dragon is gonna turn to the left and is gonna point his snout at, I believe, let's see who's over there on the left. That's, you have your two skelly boys there, Mr. Ben, and who's that person in blue?
The person in blue is gonna be one of my whites.
Your whites. Oh, okay. Well, I need all of them to make me a dexterity saving throw. As the dragon rears up and just exhales a torrent of molten gold at those three guys.
All right. One skeleton, the black one got a 2, and the white one got a 17. And then that is a 21 for the white.
21 for the white?
Yes.
Okay, so the white one just barely succeeds.
Cool.
And let me roll the damage to see what the other guys have to take for the damage. I apologize because now I have to switch to my thing, so I actually have dice to roll. Come on, take your time. Take your time. That's cool. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So when dividing damage, you go up or down?
Always down, generally.
Always
Or sorry,
down.
no, always up, generally.
I was up.
Well, no, not with barbarians, no.
Is it? I thought that the
No, it's always down.
the 5e rule was up. Okay, never mind. Down.
Okay.
My bad.
Anyways, either way, the blue and the black takes 43 damage. And
The blue and the black? The blue one is the one that succeeded, right, with the 21?
oh, I'm sorry. Then the black and the white take 43 damage, and the blue one takes
Right.
21.
Cool. All right. Both the little skellies are dead. They are gone. So Bones and Skelly are.
Bleh. All right, and the dragon. The dragon is going to chill right where he is, just assessing what to do next. Ben, it is your turn.
Right. I guess I will go ahead and. I mean, we'll give it a shot. I will cast anti-magic field on the dragon.
Magic field, you have to cast it on yourself. It follows
Yeah.
you around.
Oh, it follows me around?
Yeah, that's
fuck.
my mistake from the beginning too.
Would I even
Hey
be able to
Ben,
get
make me an intelligence check.
Where? Sorry, maybe I'm missing something. Okay, yes. I keep on having to refresh, and I'm not
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
where when stuff is popping up.
It happens to me too. Ben, make me a intelligence check.
Sure.
Or I guess tell me what you're trying to do right now.
So anti-magic field will get rid of a creature that's been summoned, basically.
Okay, make me an
If it was
intelligence
magically
check.
summoned.
Make
Okay.
me an intelligence check.
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. This is weird. This
Okay.
thing isn't it's not summoned. It's not
Okay.
it wasn't summoned magically or anything. You get the feeling that an anti-magic field won't cause it to just disappear.
Was it created by magic?
It's once again, it's weird. And then all of you who are kind of pondering recall all at once seeing a picture of a gold the Duke tussling with a gold dragon on the door. You realize this dragon is working for the Duke. It was waiting for his cue to come out and rip to pieces little heroes if they misbehaved.
Then I will take a wisdom saving throw from it instead.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, frick.
Yes.
All right. Wisdom. Yeah, I'm gonna roll from here because that was pretty decent. He rolled a. I just had a brain fart.
A high number.
He rolled a high number. I know how to do math. 22.
Then nothing happens.
Okay.
And okay, then all of my people will go.
I was waiting for that.
So these two
Thank
two
you.
are done. Are we doing flanking?
Explain flanking to me. You know what? Flanking is if you come up behind it, you get advantage.
Yeah, advantage
Basically, if you're on the
there are-
opposite side of someone from
If you have
from
multiple
one of
people,
their allies.
Well, I'm not sure if anymore that I
Technically,
can't tell.
it's not a thing anymore because of
Yeah.
like the rogue specific thing, but it is still an optional rule within, like still in the book. It's just under the optional rules in
I like
the
it
DMG.
personally.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Dragon was surprised because he had so many dealt with, and he's flustered. So for right now, yes, take your flanking.
Okay.
Because it was like so many things to play with, and he just chose one, and it and focused on that side, and now completely forgot about the guys behind him.
All good. But I think I'll actually start with another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, freaking! I'll roll it right here because I have it in front of me.
Oh, sorry, no charisma. Add your charisma.
Oh, charisma to that?
Yeah.
A 15.
A 15 will not save.
Alrighty.
So banishment.
Whoa!
So Cersei will kind of hold out one of her hands, and you see her hold out her holy symbol and cast banishment. So you attempt to send one creature that you see within range to another plane of existence. The target has to succeed on the saving throw or be banished.
Using
if
its
the target. Go ahead.
using its one of its legendary resistances. It's
Yeah, I was
automatically
gonna say, I was
it's
like,
all making a
no way.
save. It's all making a save.
Okay.
So it kind of
I'm
shimmers
surprised you
out.
didn't just cast it on the snail. It hasn't marked anyone, so it wouldn't come after us if it was teleported somewhere away.
Well,
It-
the snail marks the dragon, and we throw the snail at the dragon.
That's true.
Oh yeah. I guess I could have done that when it wasn't marked by one of us. It's true.
That's all good.
All right. So that will end Cersei's turn, and then all of my peeps are gonna.
Come at me,
Us.
bro.
Us looking at this dragon. Aren't these guys technically good guys?
And then my skeletons will kind of scatter, and my. Oh, hold on.
Oh, whoop. Sorry.
kind of-
Can't forget the tiny construct.
Of course not. All right. So. All right. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Okay. And that will not hit either.
A 5? No. You hit it when the number's lower.
God damn. These guys are. Nope. All the
just
low rolls
skeletons.
out of the way. Yep. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't have George attack. George needs to attack. Gonna go for a bite. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit, unfortunately.
All right. Then. Oh wait, no, I didn't roll with advantage for my big dudes. Does a 19 hit?
19 hits!
Awesome. So that's going to be 14 damage with that, and then does okay. Nope. All right. And Cersei's just going to move a little bit.
As
further
you
over
hit
this
the
way.
dragon, you hit it and it's kind of goopy. And it just like kind of as you hit it, and it just some of the gold slides off. You
Sure.
can't tell if it's covered in molten gold or if it is molten gold. It's very weird.
Mhm.
All right, is that your turn, Ben?
Yep, that will be my turn.
The snail looks up and looks around and just kind of blinks. Blink, blink, blink. And does nothing. It's discombobulated. But now, at the top of round number 4, it does something. Now I need to figure out... if I can actually find any of my die. Alright, here we go. Ben!
Yes.
You feel fantastic.
Oh.
Wasn't your first thing in the beginning like 30 feet?
If it's not within its targets,
I see. Okay.
yeah. Ben, you feel fantastic.
I love
Josh,
feeling fantastic.
it is your turn.
Yeah, I guess I'm all about the heals and the stuff, and no one's really gotten hurt yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep blasting away at the gold.
All right,
That's
make
I
me
got.
some attack rolls.
Sure. Aluin number 1 rolls a 26.
That definitely hits. You
And
overkill.
Aluin number 2 rolls a 23.
That also hits.
Okay, so first damage, 19.
Okay.
Second damage, 25 again.
So what are you doing? You blasting this? You smacking it?
Yeah, sorry, that's Firebolt. That's the only like damage ability I have.
Okay. So as you melt this thing, you realize that the gold pile is like looking a little bit smaller. It looks about halfway smaller. If gold could look bloodied, it would look bloodied.
Okay, interesting. Grimble takes 2 swings at it, but his highest roll, he crit failed on 1, and then his highest roll would have been a 10. So,
All right, that misses.
yeah.
Is that our turn?
Yeah.
All
I guess
right.
so.
All right. Evan, this is your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna smack the gold pile again. So, I'm gonna hit it with my dagger. That's gonna be a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Damage 10 for the first hit. Then we're gonna sneak attack. That looks average. 26 damage on that.
All right.
And then I'm gonna hit it again as a bonus action
Oh my
with my
gosh.
dagger. That's a 21. But since it's a bonus action attack, I can't use what's it called?
Sneak attack.
No, because sneak attack you can only use once. I can't use the modifier afterwards, like the damage modifier. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So it's just a regular. I'm right, guys. Right? It's
Yeah.
it's a D4 after with
I
a.
believe so, yes.
Yeah. So 4 extra damage on top.
All right.
So
The gold pile looks significantly smaller. Gold coins flying all over the place.
yeah, and I'm gonna move my character. I'm gonna move him. Swamp right there.
Alrighty. That was your turn. Anything else, Mr. Evan?
No, that's it. That's all I can do.
All right.
Actually, yeah, that's it.
It is the dragon's turn. The dragon is looking at these undead guys, realizing he's surrounded. Does not get his breath weapon back. Screw you. He is going to just multi-attack these 3 guys around him, starting with the little morsel in front of him. He's going to do a bite against that little gargoyle. And that is...
No, please.
You can make another... Oh my gosh! Frick.
Snip snap.
Frickin' frack. 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
George does not have a high AC.
Did some damage right there. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Frickin' frack. Where is my frickin' damage? That's okay. I'm just having a meltdown. That is sucky damage. That's really it? Is that really it? Yeah.
I mean, it's a homunculus. The picture of you. It could do 5 damage. It's dead.
12 damage.
No.
Nope, George is still up.
Oh,
Really?
Yay. All right.
yeah.
Chunky
So then
homunculus.
he's gonna take a claw attack to the guy on the left.
All right.
All right. He's gonna rolling everything. That's a crit one. So the dragon, he kind of swings with his claws, and he's unbalanced, and he just whoop boom, and just kind of misses. And now he's
Nice.
attacking the guy on the other side. Kind of looks a little embarrassed, actually. Does
Oh no.
a where is it? Does 29 hit?
Who are you hitting?
We went for the thing on the left, so the straw hat
On the
looking
left still?
one. No, the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The right.
The right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because it wouldn't have hit the other one.
No, of course not.
Oh, guy's invincible. All right. So that is. So she takes 17 damage.
Halved to 8. Unless your damage is magical for some reason. Does it specify that it does magical damage?
No, just slashing.
Yeah,
All
dragons
right.
don't like barbarians.
So he's just looking around and he doesn't want to move because he's still a bit discombobulated, and that is his turn. Ben! What's up?
I cast banishment. So give me another charisma saving throw.
This is gonna screw me. You're gonna make him move. You're gonna make him just do all of his things right now, aren't you?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I am.
I hate you. 19.
19 will save.
Hey, look at that.
All right. So Leiden's turn will end, and then it'll be Cersei's turn, and Cersei's going to cast banishment.
Freaking Ben! Look, so for those watching, I keep forgetting that people are watching. Actually, this feels nice. This does feel nice. I'm enjoying this. For those watching, I told everyone, make the you can do whatever you want to do. So Ben's just like, I'm gonna make a really broken character. Have fun. And yeah, Army of Necromancy. Gotta love it.
Yes.
Anyways, all right. Let me roll. Oh, 21.
Damn. All right. They both pass.
Yeah.
Skelly's
just you and-
turns.
Imagine if you had twin spell.
I know, right? Okay. So, nope. Gilded misses. Scully, I assume. What was the monster's AC? I
17.
forget. 17? Yeah. All right. Oh, I have multi-attack?
Yes, you do, actually.
I totally should have been doing that. Okay. So this...
Better.
All right. Does a 16 hit?
No, just barely misses.
All right, cool. Come on. I believe... No, fuck me, dude. Sorry, wait. Is this supposed to be PG? Whoops.
I mean,
That's crit.
If you could. Crit? Oh, frick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. If you could, that'd be nice. But at the same time,
Sure. So that's going to be 21 damage. And then we're going to go for that second attack. Nope.
Math.
Dang.
Love
All
it.
right. Come on, George. I believe.
George.
21.
21 to hit?
Yeah, George hits for a 21.
All right. That hits.
Fight him back, bitch.
Yeah, so you take 1 piercing damage from George.
And the dragon's dead now.
And the target must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
I don't know. DC 10, man.
I don't know.
Hey, crit one, maybe?
I've rolled a lot of ones. Yeah. DC 10
Yeah.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if I roll a crit.
Yeah, I was about to
failure.
say.
Yeah, okay.
All right, he's good.
Sure.
He's good.
George is trying. He's trying.
He just did. He's the only thing that's damaged it really so far.
That is true. All right. Is that your turn, Ben?
Yeah, I think that's all of my guys.
All right. And the snail goes on. And the snail is going to dash towards you, Mr. Ben. Ben realizes that this is fruitless because you are so far away.
I was about to say, I'm like, I don't know why it worked too.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the round, Mr. Snail is going to choose a new target. So, as you're all fighting, you know, Josh and freaking Evan slashing at the gold pile. The dragon's trying to slaughter all his foes, all of the undead foes. Undead foes trying to slaughter the dragon. The dragon sits up. It just kind of cocks its head, and then kind of stares at the snail, and just goes, roar! Just in a fearful roar. The dragon has been marked.
Oh, fun.
I have big brain play.
Dragon just roars in terror. Josh, it's your turn.
Okie dokie. We're gonna do this a little bit faster. So, Aluin #1 is going to attack the pile with Firebolt again.
Roll me an attack.
Okay, so that's 29 on the first hit.
All right, that hits.
Perfect. And then a 21 on the second hit because he's
That-
twin spelling his Firebolt.
That hits as well.
Okay. 21 damage on the first one,
All right.
19 damage on the second one.
And with that, the gold pile just melts away, and there's in the center of the I freaking stalled of the melted gold. There's a bag. Just a single bag. Josh, I will let you reach over and pick it up.
Oh, I'm not picking it up. Not with my dainty hands. Grimble will go and pick it up.
So Grimble picks it up, and he kind of cocks his head and just holds up. The bag is growling.
All right.
The bag is just growling, and on the bag there's a face.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
I suppose so. Well, actually, sorry. Grimble #2 is double casting Fitzban's. Where am I here? Fitzban's Platinum Shield on both of us. So for 6. 2, and that'll be my turn there, yes.
All right, Evan. The gold pile is gone, and in Grimble's hand is the weird-looking bag.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
Okay.
I don't know what it. Wait, would I be able to know what it is? Because meta me knows.
Make
Non-meta me.
make an Arcana check.
Okay. Does it help that I can use any Arcana item ever? So it's gonna be a 1 + 10, so 11.
Okay.
It's a bag of holding, Evan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bag
You
of
look at
holding
this
into it.
and you just curse.
It's a bag of infinite life. Just stick your face in there.
You curse and swear, and you're like, "What was that idiot thinking? He gave us a bag of holding." No, I'm kidding. That would but you'd have no idea what this bag is.
Okay. Well, doesn't matter because I'm gonna go plan B of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna pick up the snail, but make sure not to destroy it. All right. I'm gonna throw it onto the dragon.
Oh.
Throwing him on the
An
dragon.
Improvised weapon check, just DM to DM is what I would say.
I gotta think. I
It's not
gotta
like a
think.
throw. It's more like a toss.
I
so
gotta-
it doesn't hurt.
I gotta think.
I'm making it closer to its target, so I'm not derailing it from where it's
No,
trying to go.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
And the dragon just got a lot easier.
Make
There's sleight of hand, acrobatics, athletics.
Dude,
I have a
that's a sleight
plus
of hand.
12 in all of them. If it's a sleight of hand.
make
Ooh.
me a sleight of hand check.
There's
Okay.
no way he fucks this. What's your bonus? Sleight
So
of
that
hand?
would be a 22, but that's actually a 30. A 30.
There's no way. This isn't a condition. There's no condition, so he can't use his thing to clear it, to cleanse it.
I'm a genius. I'm gonna
Evan,
make it so it sticks on it
Make-
too. It sticks
Throw
on
the
Evan,
snail.
make me an attack roll, and
Okay.
add your. Are you proficient in improvised weapons?
Simple weapon now.
All right, so make me an attack roll. Just add your strength. Oh frick!
Okay. 23.
Dude.
Yay! The guy who doesn't have an army is doing something. Yay!
I don't have an army. I just
So,
have
Evan-
a second of me and our assistant droid.
Yes.
As you scoop up this little evil demonic snail, and now I gotta go and chuck. I gotta reload because it's not working. And chuck him on top of the freaking dragon. The dragon just feels it on it and just roars. And you guys watch as the golden dragon just evaporates, and just all of the gold and all of everything is sucked into this little tiny snail. The dragon miraculously, freaking fantastically, is gone, and the snail remains, having claimed another victim into his repertoire.
So wait, so it didn't kill the Aarakocra?
It did.
So why is there no body on this one? That's curious.
Because the dragon, you realize now the dragon, something was just different about the dragon. It was a gold dragon.
Okay, interesting.
It was a gold dragon, but it seemed to have some type of issue. And then you realize that gold dragons have an ability to change shape. This dragon somehow's shape change ability was altered. And turning it into this golden ooze type of thing. And because of that, and what it is, it was just a nice little golden Slurpee for the snail.
Nice.
Ben!
Okay. So, at the end of, hold on, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Okay, cool. 55. So at the end of Evan's turn, Cersei is going to use one of her legendary actions
What?
to, oh yeah, she's a legendary creature. So she's going to use one of her legendary actions to use her channel negative energy ability. The Mummy Lord magically unleashes negative energy. Creatures within 60 feet of the Mummy Lord, including ones behind barriers or around corners, cannot regain hit points until the end of the Mummy Lord's next turn. And then on Leodin's turn, he's going to get a little bit closer, and then he's going to cast Disintegrate.
So you cast Disintegrate, and it slams into the snail. And two things happen at once.
Mhm.
The first, before the snail was hit with your Disintegrate, it does that same vibrating motion as it did before and cleanses itself of all.
Even though it's not an effect.
Any condition.
It's not a condition.
It's
It's
dead.
not like an official condition. I guess as DM, I will let you rule that however you
Is
would
dead
like.
a condition?
Well,
'Cause if
see,
dead's
the
a
thing
condition,
is,
then
mayonnaise
definitely-
an instrument?
The man is mayonnaise. See, the thing is even if it's not a condition, it's gonna get hit, and then it's going to die. But as it starts to disintegrate, there's that, and it's back to life.
Okay.
Okay. I want to make sure that so it is ignoring Cersei's negative energy ability. Because Cersei's ability means that it can't regain hit points until the end of Cersei's next turn. And
Read it to me.
disintegrate. Okay, so channel negative energy. The Mummy Lord magically unleashes negative energy. Creatures within 60 feet of the Mummy Lord, including ones behind barriers or around corners, can't regain hit points until the end of the Mummy Lord's next turn. It cannot regain hit points.
All right. Okay.
And then disintegrate.
All right. No, I got you. So
Okay.
the snail falls over and it's lying dead. However, it doesn't disintegrate
Okay.
because the snail is immune to death effects. So it does not, the body is still there, but it's dead. It's, for all intents and purposes, it is quote, quote, dead. But you have a strong feeling that if you don't do something within the end of next Cersei's turn, you have a strong feeling that the end of next Cersei's turn, if you don't do something, the snail's going to come right back.
Sure.
I will give that to you. That was, I like that. I'm just reading through.
I'm just reading the snail thing.
Yeah.
I think even beyond that, like I think I'd side because it's not like it's healing back to 1 from 0. It just instead drops to 1. Like it just can't drop to 0 hit points.
Okay.
I will give him the not
Like the turn stun or whatever.
it's quote quote stunned.
Sure.
It is dead, but it is stunned. It is still alive, however.
Sure.
Well, no, it's dead. It's just not. It can't get back up, and a body does not disintegrate.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Ben?
So that would be the end of Leodin's turn. So he'll use the rest of his movement to move back.
All right.
And then so it's technically at 0 hit points as of right now, but I am just trying to
you are the last one who was marked, correct?
Yes, I'm still marked.
All right, you still feel marked.
It would be hilarious if I could cast Animate Dead on this thing. It only affects humanoids, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's a tiny monstrosity.
Yeah, I don't think that I can do much.
All right.
Unfortunately.
So I'm actually kind of surprised you do have a dead body that you haven't touched at all this entire game, and I'm kind of surprised.
Well, I went over and checked him, but you said all he was withered.
Let's keep him dead.
He is dead. He is dead. Soul sucked out of his life, dead.
Oh,
So
interesting.
knowing everything about the snail, how does it kill people?
Does it destroy their soul?
Basically.
Interesting. Okay.
Like a Slurpee.
That slightly changes how terrified my character is. Because if it was just like death, he'd be like, nah, that's fine.
Oh, I mean, yeah, dude. Like that's what I assumed from the get-go. Because I'm like, well, that's not very terrifying. Between my two characters, I have fucking 15 casts of Revivify.
Huh.
I'm trying to think.
You know, it does not say that the person cannot be revivified. So
That's what I thought. I'm like, it just says it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That they die.
So yeah,
But-
then yeah, you could actually fully revivify them. I apologize.
Oh, really? Damn, I should have done that on the bird. It's too late now.
Did you
well over
really?
that 1 minute.
Did you really want to revivify the bird though?
Fuck yeah. This snails clearly have a thing for the bird. They could fucking duke it out. I don't give a shit.
I'd fucking banish the snail and then just murder the bird as soon as it fucking spears.
Ben, you're over by the door currently, yeah?
Yeah.
You kind of push your hand against the wall, and you get the feeling that you can't leave until everyone is either dead or the snail is gone.
Sure.
You being so close to, I don't want to say death itself, but there's some weird necromantic energy.
What you're saying is that if we were dead, we could leave.
Yeah.
Just because... No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, Cersei can't really do much. So Cersei's not...
All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cersei will end her turn
all right.
now.
So, let's take a look. Snail skips its turn. It's currently bleh. Josh! What you gonna do with that little bag in your hand right there?
Again, Grimble's hand.
Grimble's hand.
And
I don't know what's on that bag.
just to clarify, since Cersei's turn is up, the snail can now regain its HP, depending on how you're ruling that.
Oh, I thought it was till her next turn.
Well, yeah, so legendary actions for a creature take place after somebody else has taken their turn.
So essentially, he did it at the end of the other turn, but then it was immediately her turn again. So
Right.
Oh.
So now her turn is done.
Okay, so let me take that back then. The snail, all the snail's gonna do is get up and just inch 5. Bam. There we go. So that's all it can do, because
Yeah.
No!
Okay.
Oh crap! It can't. All it can do is just get up because it quote fell.
Oh yeah, it's only got 5 feet.
It's only got 5 feet. Never mind. So it gets up and it's just angrily staring at you, Ben. I gotta make sure that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. At the top of the round, snail's gotta choose a new target.
Okay. Who's he choosing?
I think the only things within range are my skeletons.
Yeah, because I lost my die. What's that straw hat on the right there?
Yeah. Thea?
Thea kind of perks up, and you realize the undeadness of Thea is just washed away. She looks really good, and she looks very terrified.
Interesting.
Josh!
Okay. Grimble is going to take the bag in one hand. All right, just a sec. I want to see if this works. One moment. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Sorry. He takes the bag in one hand, and he takes the Aarakocra in the other, because he's a big, strong thing. I don't think that would slow him down really all that much, a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
5, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 5, 10, 20, 25, 30.
What the? Hey, where are you going?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 25, 30, 5, 25, 30, 5,
Hey,
10,
where are you going,
15,
man?
20, 25, 30. All right, so everyone dashes to there. That's my turn.
Evan!
Yeah. So, do I know who's marked now?
You do not. It's not you.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna pick it up again.
All right. If you are picking it... Oh. Are you throwing it, or are you trying to move it?
I'm just gonna throw it again.
Where are you throwing it to?
Where are you throwing it?
I'm throwing it right here, so it's in the middle of everyone, but it can't touch anyone.
All right, make me a sleight of hand check.
Do I really
Dude,
have
his
to?
minimum is
Do
30.
I really?
All right, you
Okay,
you pass.
37.
Chuck the freaking snail, you punk.
I'm going to chuck him. Bada boom, bada bing, right here.
All right.
Why don't you chuck it closer to the friend that it's chasing?
I don't know who it's chasing. I just
Oh,
put it in the
true.
middle.
All right.
Again, though, you have the option of towards people or away from people. I feel like the other
Yeah.
way is probably smarter.
But
whatever.
after he does that, Uthal just turns to the group and gives this stupid grin smile, like, "Yeah, don't worry, I know, I'm amazing."
All right.
That's it.
Freaking whose turn is it now? Ben.
All right. Leodan is going to hold his action for banishment.
All right.
And the condition is that he's going to wait until basically Thea is all but dead, and then cast banishment on the snail.
All right.
And then Cersei's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, she's gonna get that close, and then Cersei is going to cast. All right, cool. Okay. I guess she'll cast Guiding Bolt. We'll just go at 5th level, because why not?
All right.
At the snail?
Okay.
No, at the skeleton that
Oh,
is
okay.
currently. So that's gonna be what? 46, 8d6.
You're attacking your skeleton?
Yeah, because it's currently targeted on Thea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack Thea.
Okay.
What?
He's killing Thea so that she's not marked anymore.
Yeah,
True.
basically. And then nobody will be marked. And then if I banish the snail, we're all good because then the snail's not here and we could leave.
Oh,
And it because nobody is marked.
okay.
All right, so Thea takes a hefty 30 whopping damage from that.
Is that enough to kill Thea though?
No, but everything else that I have is also going to attack
Not
Thea.
yeah, exactly.
So all right, cool. And now Thea is going to attack herself. I'll do that at advantage, I guess, because
I don't know. Maybe at
I feel like she
disadvantage.
would just
attacking yourself
automatically.
attacking yourself with a knife is one thing, but attacking yourself with a glaive, I feel like, is a totally
Okay.
different thing.
That's fair. Okay.
What is Thea? Like what?
She's a white.
mummy lord. Oh no, a white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cersei is a mummy lord. Okay, so
Right.
Thea actually hits herself on the second go for 11 damage. All right.
Why don't you just make Thea walk up to it and then hold your banishment until after it kills Thea? That seems like a much more spell efficient way to do this.
Oh
but-
yeah, no, I could do that. Yeah, I guess Thea will just go touch the fucking snail and kill herself. All right, so
Yeah,
Thea's dead, and now I'm casting banishment.
Thing kills things it touches. I feel like that's a way more efficient way than fucking burning your fucking 5th level guiding bolt trying to kill your own skeleton.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay,
Hey,
so
hey Ben,
yeah.
you feel fantastic.
What?
You
It's just
feel
automatically does it.
fantastic.
Okay, then he's just gonna let banishment fade if he's the one that feels great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Um. Huh.
I really want my plan to work. I want it to work so bad.
All right. So
You have something that might help. Or I'm
No, I
sorry.
know, but I want to try something else first. This is more like a fun sandbox currently that I'm trying to like, very much like the banishment thing that he just tried.
all right. All right. That will end my turn.
All right. It is the snail's turn. Boop. And that's its turn.
At the end of the snail's turn, Cersei is going to use her thing to where it can't recover HP.
All right.
Forward.
All right. Top of the round. It is close enough to a target where it does not feel it needs to change to a different one. So, Josh.
Okay.
Ben, you still feel fantastic. Actually, Ben. Yeah, no. Never mind. Ben, you feel fantastic.
All right.
Cool.
So Grimble kind of dashes to the front door. And he's going to attempt to throw the corpse through the barrier.
It does not go through.
Damn it! That's fine. You want to know what my plan was?
What?
He's gonna throw it out and then drop the bear and then resurrect him.
Were you going? You were going to kill yourself.
I was going to. Okay, two things had to happen first. I had to see if the corpse would go through the barrier, and then I had to see if Grimble, who's not really alive and can't really be targeted by the snail, could go through through the barrier.
Yeah.
And if both of those things could happen, Aluin 1 would cast Revivify for the golem golem to hold on to, and to cast it once outside the barrier. And then Aluin 2 was just gonna kill Aluin 1, and the golem was just gonna walk out with Aluin 1 and then revive him on the other side of the barrier.
Yes.
It's a good thought. I will give it that. It was a good thought.
All right. Yeah. Okay. If that's the case, then yeah. I don't know. Aluin 1 will gotta walk over here, and that's about it.
You guys, you have the thing.
No one knows about the thing.
Uthal doesn't know about this. Uthal's not smart. He's yeah,
You know
he's
what?
Uthal.
Leo Dan, make me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah.
Okay. That's.
Leodad himself, not one of his minions.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different character. I actually have advantage on these rolls. Hold on. 24.
All right. You notice that Gribble?
Grimble.
Huh?
Grimble.
Grimble?
Grimble.
That Grimble is holding on to something that you did not see him have before.
Okay.
And with your freaking whatever do you have expertise on Arcana?
I do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a plus 15.
Don't even roll.
Wow.
You look at that thing, and it's a weird, very weird looking bag of devouring.
Okay.
Evan, it's your turn.
Okay. Uthal is going to walk up. He's gonna look at the corpse that pretty much just killed themselves. And he's gonna walk up a little bit further. He's just gonna be like, he's gonna be turned at the corpse and just be like, "Oh my gosh, you killed it!"
I love the
and then,
idea.
while he's doing
I love
this,
the
he's
idea that you guys were trying to beat this thing to death before realizing it was a little bit too tough, and was like, "Oh yeah, right, never mind. Just go touch this now."
yeah. He's just like, "Oh my gosh, you've done." He's still looking at the corpse, and he's just gonna take his dagger and like fling it to the side to where the snail is. And he's still like going off about like, "You killed something. Oh
All right.
my gosh!"
Make me an attack roll.
It's gonna hit. I think.
Yeah. Say
gonna hit.
you hit. You don't even have to make it. You hit. Roll damage. Never mind. You killed it.
Yeah. So he's just like, and he just keeps going off. He's like, "I don't know. That feels wrong. I wouldn't kill someone in my acting
And then it's back up.
in circumstance. Just like, well, I've done that.
I share a very similar sentiment. I myself have never killed anyone. I call off surgery minutes before, and therefore I am clean of if they actually pass away.
Evan, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Ben,
That's all I got.
do something.
All right, so it's dead now.
No. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. That's right.
Yeah,
I
I was
cast-
gonna say it should have been dead
cast-
after I did that.
So I will say, for the DM's sake, in the case of expediency, by the rules, it doesn't actually die. Like
Okay.
there's no healing to be done.
Yeah.
It just never drops to 0 hit points.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen.
Is by what the wording of the thing you
Okay.
sent
Yeah.
says.
Okay, I'm gonna go by him because
Yeah.
this thing is meant
Yeah,
to be
it's
overpowered.
not like it goes to 0 and then reheals back to 1. As far
Right.
as the thing you sent us says, like by stat block, it just can never drop to 0.
Okay, good. Then it's still up.
Gotcha.
It's still up. Sorry, Ben.
No, you're fine. You're good.
You have something. Griblin has something that might help.
Yes, but I do not have said thing.
You can very much take
Which
it from
means-
Griblin. I'm just saying.
Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? I feel like we have officially held the DM hostage
Yeah.
by trying to
You
find
have.
a dumb way to figure out. how
And
to
in
do that.
all
Use the
fairness,
bag.
that is kind of what I was expecting. I wanted you guys to try to find a different way. So far, yeah.
What if we escape through the bag?
That's not how it works.
I mean, technically we would escape, sort of, kind of.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm gonna, okay. Well, first I'm gonna move, because fuck this. I don't want to be this close to it. 30. And I'm just gonna hit it with a magic missile,
All right.
so that I don't have to worry about it right now.
But up. All right.
And then all of my things are just gonna attack it, or they're going to stay within like the 30-foot range to
All right.
hopefully be targeted by it, basically.
But up.
And then fucking Uthal's just gonna come up and throw it closer to you.
Stop!
Yeah. All right.
What are you doing?
At the end of end of all of your things turns, gonna take a step forward. I can't. How do I do diagonal? Like.
It's 5 is 5. Like
5.
the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
diagonal is always 5, which means if the thing's only ever moving 5,
5.
it can still move.
Hey Ben, you're still within its range, so it does not choose a different target.
Am I 5, 15, 25, 30? No, are you counting diagonals as with the increased
5, 10.
Oh no! All right, yeah. In that
Diagonals,
case,
every
every
multiple,
other.
you know, every other would be 10 technically. So it'd be
Oh, right.
5.
I think it's still
15.
within 30 though.
5, 15.
20, then 30.
Yeah.
Then
5.
yeah, no.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15,
5.
20, 25, 30.
It'd be 35 around, I think. So let me double check.
5, 10,
Oh, sorry.
15, 25.
So
30.
he's
here's
out
the
of
thing:
range.
is that for movement, that's how that works. The thing is that like as the crow flies, though, because if you think about like a 15-foot square, that still counts out to like 3 diagonal spaces away, right?
Yeah, but
D&D's
not
just
if
gotta
it's a
make it
circle.
Stop crappy.
Yep.
like fireball doesn't reach out like a square.
All right,
It's
I
specifically
will
like a
say it is
I
out
guess,
of
yeah.
range, and it's gonna target whatever this blue thing over here. Oh, hey, that's Cersei.
Yes, it is.
So Cersei now feels fantastic and terrified. Josh, it is.
Why is my drawing not going?
It
away?
is your
Okay, screw it.
turn.
Okay. I really just want to do nothing again, but I'm not going to be mean.
Thank you.
Open the bag so I can throw it in.
Grimble, I guess. Well, but I don't know. He, fucking, Leodan ran away. So Grimble doesn't know what to do with the fucking bag. But okay,
Gribblin was there.
So we were
told.
So we were told that there's something in the gold that will help destroy the snail. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
I can't imagine another use for a bag than putting something in it.
Yep.
So Grimble will walk up to the snail and attempt to pick up the snail and put it in the bag.
All right. So I have to roll something. On the first freaking roll. No freaking way.
Grimble.
All right.
Because I'd love to pretend that if that failed, one of the Aluins was gonna come and do it, but they're not touching a snail.
Yeah. So Gribble grabs a snail, throws it in the bag, shuts it.
Okay.
One, two. All of you are looking around. 3, 4,
Then just tries to leave.
5, 6. Because I had to wait for the snail's turn.
Okay.
The bag starts to glow.
Okay.
Brighter and brighter and brighter. It begins to howl. A roar. A bright red light just starts to blind all of you. A roar getting louder and louder and louder until you guys can't take it anymore. And then just like that, it stops. But it's weird. It's not like when you hear a loud noise and then your ears are ringing, or your eyes don't try to adjust when you get a flash of light and your eyes have to adjust to the original lighting. It just stops. No adjustment, no ringing of the ears, no eye adjustment. It just stops, as if there was nothing there before. The bag is gone, and the snail is gone. All of you look around, very confused. And the door.
We're moving to a new dimension. I'm so done with this dimension.
And the doors slowly open.
Interesting.
Do you guys go outside?
Yeah.
Grimble throws the corpse out first.
Okay. If it goes outside. It lands
Okay.
outside. So you guys head outside. And there, in a crisscross applesauce meditative stance, is the fish creature. Eyes closed, and then it just slowly peeks open one eye. And then the other eye pops open, and it stands up, and it looks at all of you. What have you done?
I cast banishment.
Yeah, I was about to say. we're about to kill
Before
you.
you can cast banishment, a tiny mouse appears, and the fish creature disappears.
I cast counterspell.
And then, hold on, and then as the millisecond the mouse appears, it explodes into a giant fireball, incinerating the mouse and everything within that radius. And you guys turn to look beyond in the forest. You see the two renegades, both of their arms outstretched, pointing at where the charred remains of this creature was. Rolam turns to Took. Oh. Were you trying to spare him? Took just kind of rolls his eyes, and he just
No.
walks forward. Well, I am impressed. You all are still alive. Right?
Well, I kind of wanted to kill him myself, but you know, fair game, I guess.
Rome's just comes prancing up. Ah, I knew you would make it. Did my spell help?
Your fireball mouse explosion?
He kind of rolls his eye. No. The killing the snail permanently. Did it work?
No, but this bag seems to have done the job.
He kind of rolls. He kind of looks at it too. He nods. He kind of turns back. Yes, that was me.
Why
You put the bag in the gold?
Why would you put it in the gold?
Look. My magic is you have to be.
Banishment.
You have to. Look, I have. It's not very specific. I have to make
Banishment.
sure I arrive. I have
Hey,
to.
DM, I want to pick his pockets.
Don't you dare!
Spider-Man, please.
Okay, go.
Go.
So he's like, it's fair. It had to be specific. I'm still very new at this. Don't even ask the time I said a nursery rhyme. I summoned Mother Goose. It was quite interesting. But you don't really know who that is. Anyways,
Yes,
to
very interesting. And I cast Raise Dead really quick to regain some of my undead creatures back.
he kind of jumps back and goes, that's fantastic.
Oh, and that'll make a really good one too. And I'll reach over towards the raven body and just
If you reach towards the raven body, Grimble kind of whacks your hand, and the Algorithms go, no, he's for steady.
Well,
There's no water.
I'll recreate your brother if I can take him.
Very well.
Atuk kind of rolls the hands. The matter at hand
Is settled. No.
He kind of looks at the charred remains. Not in particular. Do any of you know what that was?
Mouse?
Fireball.
No, the creature.
a mouse.
A mouse?
He kind of hands face palms. Is like the thing that was before the mouse.
A raven?
Probably another god in the shape of a small creature for some reason.
Rolam actually goes, no. Something probably much worse.
Then a god?
What's worse than a god?
Something that can create gods.
An angry god.
So a mother. That doesn't seem right. Seems
Atuk
very rude of you.
kind of steps forward. When your dimension came into being, a discrepancy was created. A race that has an innate ability to create gods by worshipping, well, anything.
This
Roll
sounds like old style D&D orcs.
Roll nods and goes,
True.
Not D&D orcs, Warhammer orcs.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like,
Yeah.
that's Warhammer.
Yeah.
Roll nods. Yes. They call themselves the Kuatoa. Now,
Sorry.
if any large number of people start worship something, it can become a god. I mean, look at all of the paladins and clerics. But that takes thousands and millions of people, and the god manifests kind of slowly. Now, the Kuatoa only need a small group to worship something, and then boom, it's a god. It is quite terrifying. Atuk nods. What you just defeated.
Do you know of any planes without them?
Perhaps one we can move to.
Yeah, perhaps one that I could cast plane shift right now and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Atuk kind of grins and just like, well, I mean, you guys did such a fantastic job killing this one god. What you just
True.
defeated was one of these mad gods. Since you destroyed it, the followers are now disbanded, sensing the power of their god has, well, disappeared.
Sorry, how did we destroy that god?
How many people do you need to worship you to become a god?
Yeah, say you were an excellent surgeon who saves many lives.
Leodin, what are you planning at here? Because I want to get in on this too.
Listen, I'm just saying, if I can raise enough undead things that worship me.
And this is how our characters became the enemies of the next one shot.
Atu kind of rolled his eyes. Look. Yes.
Resurrect.
Yes, there's many ways to become a god. And unfortunately, that is one of them. But undead doesn't work. Not particularly. Or at least that will be my next discussion video. Anyways, Roland was like, back to the matter at hand. Now, unfortunately, that clan can go worship something else and create a new god. Which brings us to the next bad news. Atuk nods. Your dimension is in trouble. The Kuatoa's creation of gods is disrupting the balance of mortal and immortal on a singular plane.
I understand that. Is there another plane that's not in danger?
He kind of shakes his head and he goes, dimensions are weird. You can go to a different...
I've been getting that feeling a lot today.
I've been getting that feeling a lot lately. A lot of things are weird.
Dimensions are weird. You can, unless you have a very specific spell or item, you can go to a different plane. But that's within your dimension.
I see.
So unless you had something that can clear entire world's not even the right word. It's
right.
You can go and travel, but I think you want to hear what I have to say.
Go on.
The Kuatoa's
person. And then you rifle through his pockets.
Can I rifle through his pockets now?
Technology we need to skip town. No. Let him go.
No. Let him go. Go ahead and try.
Do you really want me to try?
Hold person doesn't work
hold
on an
person
elf,
or sleight
let
of hand?
alone a
Which
god.
one? Which one do you want?
An elf is a humanoid.
Just try
a 3-year-old elf child could not be charmed.
Anyways, so like I said, the Kuatoa's creation of gods is disrupting the balance of mortal and mortal on a singular plane. That's bad. It gets worse. If the race imagine their gods a certain way, it will manifest in that exact essence. Roland picks up. Which means, if they believe a certain god has dimension-destroying properties, it can not only spell doom for your dimension, but all of existence as well. That just can mean you come to us. He just starts to think a second. That means you get to our world. That means destroy our world. And then all of the worlds and all of reality. That could be really bad. And Batuk just calm. You guys understand what needs to happen?
I do. Are you guys up for a journey across planes to find a device that'll let us leave our dimension?
Yes, let's go now. Yes. I don't feel like dealing with this anymore.
Yes. This sounds like the easier solution.
Atuk face palms again. No. The Kuatoa must be eradicated.
Oh, right.
This really sounds like a god with a big G problem.
I don't think you want an actor to really do this. I'm not really much of a fighter, actually.
Look, I already have to manage my one dimension.
Roll him is banish the other way around.
we need people like yourselves to step up to the plate. Now, look. Doesn't have to be you. But
excellent.
Whatever you guys do, that's fine. However, Non-Existia does need to know. And the Kuatoa needs to be stopped. They haven't thought of a god with world-ending proportions yet, so you guys have some time. And Roland picks up. Yes, there'll be a stir in their ranks with one of their gods destroyed.
We have time.
They will go back into hiding for a while. So yes,
Okay.
you do have some time. Atuk nods. For now, rest up. He points to the mansion. That is yours to keep. Everything inside of it. And oh yeah, and he kind of walks to the door and he closes the door and he pushes a panel of wood in and it moves aside and there's different writing in Elvish. And he kind of points, if you push these buttons, it changes to different types of rooms. You should go check out the treasure room. And he walks back. Look, you guys did great. I think it would be helpful if you tried again. But you have time. And Roland pipes up. It's like, but who knows? Maybe some other party might rise up to the challenge. And Atu kind of turns to him. That's probably unlikely. Roland just
We
writes,
thought was started to sneak away, but as soon as he heard treasure room, he was like,
wait.
he starts walking back. He's like, oh, wait, okay.
So we have time to convince enough people that we are gods. That's what I got out of this conversation.
Yes, that's what you
not
got out of
I
the
got
conversation. Anyways, Atuk just kind of shakes his head. I've had enough of this plane. Our work here is done for the moment. Roland kind of leans back. What happened to you wanting to know all about the Kuotoa's power? It's like, yeah, but they need to be weakened first. And I think this would be a good learning experience for you. He kind of nods to Roland. This dimension is in your charge. He kind of gets excited. Really? You mean it? Atuk nods. He goes, I'll be helping you from time to time, but you'll need to guide whoever rises to deal with the Kuotoa race. And Roland he just grins. Yes, of course. I'll do my very best. And Atuk nods and he starts to make a symbol. And if you could bring me a living specimen, that would be nice. And he just disappears. And Roland goes, yes, right. He kind of turns to everyone. So, good job. Congratulations, you survived. Whatever you do next is completely and totally up to you. However, I need not remind you that you can run away from this problem. But if they do think a certain twisted way, it might follow you. And he kind of steps back. But until now, rest up. Congratulations. You've managed to do a literal impossible. And he kind of looks. You all alright?
What's the name of this creature again?
Who?
That we need to be hunting?
Krakatoa.
The Kuotoa.
Oh, Kuotoa.
Krakatoa!
The Kuotoa. They are kind of spread out amongst all of non-Existia. But spreading word would be good, and other people might be able to help. Who knows? And who knows? He kind of nods to the mansion. Maybe that could be your base of operations.
If I could just turn myself into one of these creatures. I've heard of this true polymorph spell.
Uthal's already in the vault at this point.
Towards no, I'm saying
He's
no,
left.
no, you're not. No, you're not. Because I want something like that. All right, is this kind of like the wrap up? Are we getting
So Rolnon's like, is anything that I can help you with, or are you all good?
And for the first time, the Aluans using their hands for something else, they wrap their arms around their friends. They go, well, it's time to get to work. Plane shift.
Do we really play shit?
No, you can. He made it very clear that you guys did good work.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I thought that would be so funny. It's
Uthal
like, time
also
to get
being
to
a
work.
Uthal
On the
also being a
opposite
gambler,
task.
he's just like, if it lands on heads, we'll leave. If we get tails, we stay. It's like both. It's like a
Roland's,
double-sided
like,
head
standing
coin, and
there.
He's just like,
Roland's standing there. He's just watching. He's like, look, before you leave, at least put up a poster or something. And then he just vanishes. And
Well, I'm going to
a
get
very
this
quick
treasure
help
you-
wanted sign.
yeah. Gentlemen.
Help wanted, adventurers needed.
Adventure is needed. Yay!
Gentlemen,
Hey.
you
Yeah.
have completed it, and you have apparently some type of, well, quest. Excuse me a second because I am, freaking, there we go. Anyways, so now that you have completed this, I am stalling so bad.
One shot?
I'm sorry. Look at this one shot. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'll this out. I'm trying to spell something and it is
Oh,
not.
good, man. It's your first time DMing. It's a lot of work, man. You take your time. It's all
Bro,
good.
I loved your guys' characters.
Uh,
I love them so much.
I'm not going to lie. It might not be Alduin specifically, but like the Surgeon General won't touch anything with his hands except for body is definitely being
I loved
transferred
it,
into
dude.
my campaign.
well, anyways,
Yeah,
if
sorry,
you
sorry,
guys,
guys.
so you have completed the first challenge, and if you guys go look at the campaign name, you will see the full name is now posted. The posted of this series that I will be creating every now and then, the challenges of existing. Your dimension
Wow.
is apparently corrupt with a race that really shouldn't exist. They are a threat to this dimension as well as others. And
Power to be
whether
harnessed.
the power that can be harnessed indeed. And what you guys do is up to you. However, your adventure, for now, has come to a close. And to everyone watching, thank you for joining us for this first epic. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you keep your eyes out for the next part of the challenges of existing. Say goodnight, everyone.
Yeah,
Ben, Josh,
that's a
Evan,
good one.
congratulations, guys. You have made it. And to all those watching, have a good night. And be wary of what exactly you worship.